Thanks for checking out the Brad and John Show podcast. This segment of the show is brought to you by John Combest's book, Stalking, Harassment, Internet Trolling, A Guide to Recovering and Rebuilding After Online Attacks. It's a great reference if you've ever been the unfortunate target of a social media attack. It's available on Amazon. Just search John Combest. That's C-O-M-B-E-S-T, John Combest, and the book will show up in your search results. Now it's time for another segment of the Brad and John Show. Can you handle it?
I'm Egbert, the owner of this station. Check out my website at egbert.com. That's E-G-G-B-U-R-T, egbert.com. Now it's back to Brad and John. Check out their website at bjshow.co. The BJ Show? Come on, guys. Anyway, here's B and J.
You know, I guess when you're a software nerd, you get your jollies in strange ways, okay? This is sort of inside baseball, but on my computer screen here, at first when I thought, I said, what in the hell is this? There's certain things that I have to, like when we go through the show, I have to stop the automation system. The commercials play in a row, and then I have to essentially stop them. So there's a little circle on the right side of the screen, which normally is green, and you double click on it, and it turns red, which means it's going to stop right there, okay? When you click on it this morning, instead of it turning red as a circle, it turns red as a heart.
Oh, that's like a Google logo type of thing.
Yeah, so our software nerds that built this, first time I did, I go, what the hell's there a heart doing there? It's supposed to be a circle. It's red. Now I get it. It's Valentine's Day. Okay.
And every time you type an I on bjshow.co today, I bet that instead of a dot atop the I bet it will be a heart.
No.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know. You know how WordPress is. You know, there's some wacky programmers there, Brad.
Yeah, I think they listen to KCUR. Don't you think?
Then it would be a rainbow atop the I.
They listen
That'd be even more festive.
They listen to KCUR while they're doing their Delta 9. What is it? Delta 9? Is that what it is?
Delta 8. Yeah.
Delta 8. Okay, is Delta 9's the bad stuff. Delta 8's the good stuff. Is that what it is?
Well, I mean, you know, it's all relative, Brad. I think Delta 8 is more mild, Brad. Maybe it's like a little wavier high, you know, like a little more mellow.
I guess. Okay. Can I talk about something that, once again, a lot of people are going to go, Brad, move on. That's stupid. Why do you even talk about this?
Well, then I want to hear it.
Okay. Remember how the government has banned TikTok from...
Allegedly, yeah. But, I mean, you know, Joe Biden still uses it to promote his administration. But, yes, he recommends people take it off their phone.
That's what I'm going to say. He did a TikTok video on Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, right? And I'm going like, no, hold on a minute now. You're banning this app on government workers' phones, but yet you've started your own TikTok account, and you have a TikTok video you did. I'm going like, I don't know about this.
So the dichotomy here between what people are really doing in society versus what the government is telling us to do, what better sign of hypocrisy than this? And I know a lot of people have a philosophical opposition to TikTok, as they probably should, but ask your average 18 to 25-year-old what they watch all day when they're scrolling in line somewhere, and it's going to be TikTok, particularly if you're talking to a female.
Okay, I was an early adopter of TikTok. See, that's my problem. I'm an early adopter in a lot of things.
Yeah, I remember you talking about it forever ago, Brad.
Yes, long time ago. And I said...
And didn't you tell a college... Sorry to interrupt, but you told a college class about this one time, right? And they were like, what are you talking about?
I used to be a guest speaker at Logan College of Chiropractic, Logan University out there, and two wonderful professors, Dr. Ralph and Dr. Ralph. They knew who I'm talking about. And they would have me in every 3 times a year because they were on the trimester system. And I would teach this little marketing seminar and stuff like that. And I would, I'm this guy that's like an early adopter and stuff like that. And I brought it up in class. I said, this is going to be the next super hit social media platform, TikTok. And once again, I'm like probably twice the age of most of the people. Although it's interesting, in chiropractic college, they do have people in their 30s, 40s, and even sometimes in their 50s. People are looking for a second career, or some of them who just decided they wanted to learn about it, whatever the reason is. It's not like going to law school. You have to be like 25 or something like that. Anyway, I brought this up and I said, this is going to be the next social media hit. And people were like, TikTok, what's that? And, but once again, the Chinese people have infiltrated our young people, and
they have. And by the way, I thought with short form video, I thought that it was going to be Snapchat. Now, I'm not on either. I'm not on TikTok. I'm not on Snapchat. I'm on neither. But around about 2020, 2021, it sure looked like Snapchat was going to dominate that market. And for whatever reason, Chinese infiltration or whatever you want to call it, boy, TikTok is spanking Snapchat.
Well, the thing that bothers me about TikTok is the vertical format, because of the fact that the vertical format is so wasteful that for example, if you see a news story where somebody has shot, like let's say there's a terrible car crash and there's a car fire and somebody grabs their phone and they shoot it vertically, if you see it on the TV screen, typically what they do, the TV stations have this little app that fills the left and the right frame, because it's only part of the frame, because the way the thing's designed, if you go landscape, that's 16 by 9, okay?
Yep.
That's the aspect ratio, and that is, for the most part, how we see things on television. Most modern television, 16:9. If you go to the movie theaters, that's a little bit different. Sometimes they have what they call letterbox and stuff like that. But that's what drives me nuts about the TikTok thing. It's the vertical video thing. Now, I get
Agree.
it.
And that's a headache for formatting when you're trying to format YouTube Shorts, or you're trying to do an Instagram Reel or something like that. It's maddening.
You have to fill the frames on the left and the right side, because it doesn't work quite right. Now, I get it, because of the fact that I'm not the world's best graphic person. I do a lot of graphic stuff on our websites and stuff like that. But what's interesting, I got this one program where there's like 10 different formats now. You want to put this on TikTok, this is the format. You want to put this on Facebook, here's the format. You want to put this on Instagram, here's the format. Everybody uses something different. And it's going like, okay, why can't we just all get along? Like if Rodney King were here.
Because everybody's got to have their niche, Brad.
Right. Rodney King would step up to the plate and say, why can't we just all have the same format? Okay, so the prez on TikTok, I'm going like, I don't get it. And supposedly he's got now like instantly 5 million followers. I don't know. I mean,
don't you think Hunter probably has some kind of a consulting deal with TikTok on that?
Yeah, well, he's probably getting a paycheck from the Chinese people.
Or he probably has a relationship with at least some TikTok models or something.
Right, that kind of stuff. I take notes here, and I can't even read what my note is. I talked about President of TikTok, and I don't even know what. Oh, I know what it was. The Post-Dispatch, you talked about this. Was it earlier this week? Was it Monday or was it last week? We talked about the St. Louis University slavery deal. Was that this?
That was, I think, no, that was from St. Louis Public Radio.
But didn't we talk about that? Was that this week?
Yeah, we talked about SLU and the reparations and St. Stanislaus up in Florissant, yeah.
But was that last week or this week?
That was last week. I think it was last Friday.
The Post-Dispatch, did you see that, had the great big story about it yesterday, okay?
Oh, no, actually, I missed that. I didn't see that.
Oh, yeah, huge story. Matter of fact, I think I even, where's my phone at? I think I even saved it. I believe it was the Post-Dispatch. And they gave a number like, was it $740 billion is what?
Yeah, just like it's some laughable type of number where it doesn't even exist.
And I'm going like, okay, now hold on a minute now. I get that the attorneys swing for the fences. We're going to take you to court. We're going to sue you for 20 gazillion billion trillion dollars, because that's what they do. You know what I mean? That's what they do. But let me see if I can find it real quick. I thought it was the Post-Dispatch it was in. And it's interesting.
I'm going to look up whichever day it was, because the St. Louis Public Radio had it up.
I believe the story was in there.
It's $74 billion.
Oh, no.
St. Louis Public Radio had it up last Thursday. I linked to it Friday morning.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This was on. Oh, come on. I got to jump through 14 different hoops now to just go on one of the Fox News. And they're not now. Okay. This was yesterday. Descendants of enslaved who built Missouri University want over $70 billion for unpaid slave labor. It's a great big long story in Fox News. The DSLUE, which stands for, what does it stand for? The Descendants of St. Louis University Enslaved, DSLUE. Now get this. This is where their calculation comes from. Based on labor for 24 hours per day 365 days per year for 70 enslaved people from 1823 to 1865. Economist Julianne Malveaux, I guess it's Malveau, wouldn't it be at Malveaux, estimated that $365 million in unpaid labor is owed. Furthermore, adding interest over time amounts to $70 billion.
Oh, yeah. Well, and you also have to adjust for inflation, Brad. Come on.
Areva Martin, a civil rights attorney and the lead counsel for DSLUE, reportedly sent a letter to St. Louis University President Fred Postello saying the institution needs to do more to redeem itself, even though the institution has already taken steps to recognize and memorialize its history through the Slavery, History, Memory, and Reconciliation Project, which is SHRIMP. Our SHMRAP, well, it sort of looks like shrimp, SHMRP. John, would I get myself in trouble with black people when I say, I think most black people are saying like, okay, let's just move on. Maybe I'm wrong, you know?
Yeah, I think so. And I think, I don't know, there could be a divergence between people who feel like they have autonomy over their lives and who feel like they're competent adults versus people who think, where's my check?
Well, I don't know. I mean, there's a certain thing. What's the saying? There's here are these motivational speakers, and they say your windshield's bigger than your rear view mirror.
Yeah. That's why your windshield is several times bigger than your rear view.
Look forward, not backwards. You need to be able to look in the rear view mirror to see where you've been, but that shouldn't be your focus. Your focus should be where you're heading. Moving on down the road. And once again, I have a problem that I think is inherited from my mother. My mother was one of these people that, when she was in her 50s, she says, when I was 22, this man said to me, blah, blah, blah. I go, how do you remember that kind of crap? You know what I mean?
and carrying that type of baggage around their whole life.
Right. It's like the Democrats who have Trump living rent free in their head. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the Trump derangement syndrome, and it dominates their entire worldview.
Right.
I agree.
And all they want to do is they want to throw him in jail and take him to court and blah, 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 and the guy who won and you know what? And once again, the Republicans, okay, guys, go to the gun store. Buy one of those revolvers, okay? One of those old single-action Colt 45 Army revolvers. Pull that hammer back and point that gun right at your foot and pull the trigger and see what happens. You shot yourself in the foot with the what was his name again? George
Floyd?
No, George Santos guy. Okay.
Oh yeah, George Santos.
You kick him out of the House of Reps, and what happens? They elect a Democrat.
Yeah, was that just last night?
Yes.
Yeah, the election was yesterday.
Yeah, he won by 8 points. And the interesting thing was, he called. He was running. If I'm not mistaken, he was running against a black woman, and he called her George Santos 2.0. Now, let's jump back for a minute. George Santos was, put it mildly, a weirdo, okay?
Yeah.
How he ever got elected to the Congress. And there's a thing that John knows well in political called op-ed, okay? Oppo.
Yeah, oppo.
Opposition research, okay? And the idea being is that when somebody declares for candidacy, all of a sudden they come out, and your oppo research, who's doing that, the people against you, come out, and the fact that they've got pictures of you pulling the wings off butterflies when you were 8 years old. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, or frying roly-polies with a magnifying
right,
glass.
or pulling the little girl's pigtails when you were in the 4th grade. Oh my God, he's a habitual women abuser. And when he was in the 4th grade, he pulled this woman's pigtails.
Yeah. And there was plenty with Santos' story that didn't add up.
Right, and nobody said anything about it. And none of this stuff came out until he got elected. And he just was a weirdo. Now, the bizarre part of it is, did you hear, after he got booted out, did you hear what he's doing? Do you hear what he's doing now?
No, what's that?
He's doing cameos.
Oh yeah, and people have hired him to troll either their friends or their enemies.
Hold on a minute. We have an emergency phone call here. Hold on a minute. Hold on. I'm gonna plug this in. Do this. Gonna do this. Do this. Shelley, are you there?
I am.
What are you doing calling me? We're on the air.
I know.
Why are you calling me?
Hi, Shelley. I can hear you.
Because I'm suffering from FOMO. I want to be on the air too today.
What are you doing calling me?
It's Valentine's Day, Brad.
Yeah, and?
Brad, will you be my Valentine?
No. Simple as that.
Okay. John, will you be my Valentine?
No. She's asking you, John. You hear it?
Absolutely. Of course. I'd be pleased to. And I'd be honored to be, Shelley.
John, there's no accounting for taste, right? Shelley, really, why are you calling me?
Because you're on the air.
Oh, my God.
I was sitting there and I was looking at my phone. I'm like, I think I need to call Brad Hildebrand. He's on the air.
Well, you know what? We had this incredible discussion, and you just ruined our whole momentum.
Oh, well, sorry. Oopsie. Sorry, not sorry.
Okay, Shelley, nice talking to you.
It was good talking to you, too. You just go talk your little political stuff and just know that Shelley is listening.
Well, we love you, Shelley.
Okay, bye, Shelley.
Bye, John. Bye,
Bye.
Brad.
See you later.
Have a good day.
Thanks,
Peace.
you too, Shelley.
Where the hell did that come from?
Well, that's just a little bit of spontaneous love, Brad. Isn't that a beautiful thing?
I don't know what the hell that is.
Don't you want the people in your life to be spontaneous, particularly on days that celebrate love?
No, I want him to give me a new pink car. That's what I want. I don't want any spontaneity. I want a new pink.
Have you been reading the KCUR book list? You want a pink car now, Brad?
Pink's one of my favorite colors. I'll be honest with you. I love pink.
Wow.
Real men wear pink. Okay, that's all I can say. Okay, we have to take a break after Shelley just ruined our momentum. And I have to look at my screen where instead of having circles that are red, I now have hearts that are red.
Thanks for checking out the Brad and John Show podcast. This segment of the show is brought to you by John Combest's book, Stalking, Harassment, Internet Trolling, A Guide to Recovering and Rebuilding After Online Attacks. It's a great reference if you've ever been the unfortunate target of a social media attack. It's available on Amazon. Just search John Combest. That's Combest, John Combest, and the book will show up in your search results. Now it's time for another segment of the Brad and John Show. Can you handle it?